Welcome back to Active Living at the Active Life. The last two shows, we've been traveling around providing some insight and information for older adults. But today we're back at 140 Raglan Street at our Active Life campus, and so we're glad to be here today. We've got a full show of all types of activities and events that you're going to want to take advantage of it here at the Active Life. We're as busy as ever. The only thing we're missing is you. Sit back and learn more about active living. Welcome back to the Active Life. Joining me today is Jessica McFadden of the Red Cross, American Red Cross. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
She is the Emergency Services Program Manager.
Right.
And what does that mean, Jessica?
I manage disaster services for the Georgia Three Rivers chapter. So we cover a 10-county region. It's about 500,000 people.
Oh, excellent. Well, we have a question for you, and relating to older adults, how should they prepare for weather-related emergencies? You know, this time of year, we're worried about tornadoes. What would you suggest that a person do to prepare for these type of emergencies or weather situations?
Right. Well, you always want to be listening to your local weather. If you have a weather radio in the house, it's always good to stay up to date and informed of what's going on when severe weather is coming through. You also want to be aware of your community's weather systems alerts. So Troup County has the Code Red system. You can actually go online and sign up for that. It will alert you when there's severe weather coming through the county.
Now, is that alerting by telephone?
You can register online. It will alert you by telephone or email.
Oh, excellent.
So,
okay.
Another thing you can do is build your emergency preparedness kit or your to-go kit. Supplies would include food, water for up to 3 days, a weather radio. You want to have medication, enough medication to last you for a few days. If you have any important documents, your social security information, driver's license, you always want to have copies of those documents in the kit with you. Another thing would be to have a safe room in your home. If you don't have a basement or an underground shelter, you want to find a interior room, such as a bathroom or closet that doesn't have any windows. And then you could practice drills with your family just so that they know what to do if a tornado ever came through. Another thing you could do would be, Red Cross actually conducts community disaster education presentations. So that's something that we work hard to do out in our 10-county region, is just preparing folks for tornado safety. And
great.
So.
I noticed, I was listening on the television when there was a tornado up in Atlanta recently, and the weatherman said something that I'd never heard before, and that is to put on a bicycle helmet.
Yes, actually tornado injuries, the biggest fatalities come from head injuries.
Oh.
So you really want to, if you have a football helmet or bicycle helmet, that's one of the best things you can do to be safe.
Okay, so if an individual is sitting there listening to the radio, television, or their weather alert goes off, and it is an actual tornado warning,
right,
what should they immediately do?
Immediately go to your safe room. It needs to be an interior room without windows.
Okay.
And if you have a helmet, put one on.
What about pets? I know that's a big
Pets,
concern.
Yeah, Red Cross, we actually have an agreement with Department of Agriculture. If we ever had to open a shelter, we have that agreement in place so that we can shelter pets as well. We don't allow pets in our shelters. But if you're at home, you definitely want to bring your pets into that safe room with you.
Excellent, excellent. Any other bits of advice that you think older adults, especially because of their unique situation and circumstances, need to know about a weather-related disaster?
Honestly, I mean, the biggest thing is just making sure you have that safe room and you practice ahead of time before, severe weather is coming through.
Shoes.
Closed-toed shoes.
So they wear shoes. I guess if it happens at night, there may be a temptation to stay barefoot. That would be a mistake.
Right. Well, I would wear closed-toed shoes. Always have a flashlight with you.
Okay.
A whistle is great. If your power goes out, if you're stranded at your home, it's good to have a whistle. If people are trying to locate you and make sure you're not injured or missing, that's always good to have in your kit.
Well, thank you, Jessica, for joining us today. Thank you for all that the American Red Cross does in the area of disaster preparedness, but also in shelters afterwards.
Thank you.
Elaine Tankersley is the coordinator for our Wits, our crocheting and knitting group here at the Active Life. And Elaine, it's good to see you today.
Thank you, Dan.
She and her group do amazing work with crocheting and knitting, not only for themselves and for their family, but they do a large amount of charity work. Elaine, tell us a little bit about the Wits and some of the different charity projects you work on for our community and also for other parts of the country.
Okay. We do charity work for LaGrange. We have a program that we called Project Head Start, and that's for the children in LaGrange. We do the ones for children in need. We do it for babies in need. We do one for the group it's in Appalachians, and they are children that are grammar school to high school, and they're very much in need. These are some of the things that we do. We do them for the Preemie Hospital in Columbus.
Is that one of
This
the
is one of our little Preemie outfits.
Lift that up a little bit so people
And,
can see that. That's beautiful.
It's for little girls.
Wow.
We do for girls and boys. It's just
Now, the premature babies, and that's through Columbus Regional?
Columbus Regional
Okay,
Hospital.
in Columbus, okay. And this would go to babies that, some of them that do not live.
Some of them do not make it, and some parents can't afford something for them nice to be put away with. So we donate our time and our material for that.
Oh, this is beautiful. I like the details that you have on
Thank
there.
you.
Show me some of the other items you
Well,
have.
this is one of the little blankets that we have, that we do for the children. Some of this goes to the Southern Regional here in LaGrange, and the premature nursery there.
Wow.
That's for them. We do for hospice here in LaGrange. And hospice, of course, some of them don't live over a few weeks, and some live a little longer.
Oh, that's
But we do
beautiful.
something so they can put on their shoulder or their laps, something that they can enjoy for what time they have left with
These
us.
colors are appropriate for
For
July.
4th of July, yeah.
This is just as beautiful.
Well, we made this in thinking about our veterans,
Okay.
and we do that for those. This is a little hat. These are for the children in the Appalachians.
Okay. Now, is this an orphanage in
It's
Appalachia?
not really an
or
orphanage,
for
it's
just children
just
with special
children.
needs?
Well, it's not special needs, it's just that in that particular area of the county, which is, I think it's the upper northwest of Georgia,
Okay.
near the Tennessee line,
Okay.
they just don't have anything there.
Okay.
Nothing to keep them warm, and someone even told us they didn't even have a mirror to look at themselves in.
Wow.
So we just found them, and we're donating our time.
Well, let's talk about when you get together to do all these beautiful works of art here. You're called the Wits.
We call the Nitwits.
And when do you meet?
We meet on Wednesdays. We meet at the Active Life Center here in LaGrange. We get around about 12:30 to 2:30, and we sit around and talk. We talk about projects that we want to work on, and what we've done, and how long it took us, and what we want to do next, what we need, and we desperately need donations of yarn.
So tell us about that. If you need donations of yarn, somebody could just bring them by here at the Active Life.
Yes.
And is there a certain type of yarn that we're looking for?
We prefer, if we can get it, we prefer the softer yarn, the baby yarn, or I love this yarn, which is a softer, more pleasant yarn to deal with, and more nicer for our clients and things. If you bring them, you can bring them to the front office. Dan will make sure that we get them in the back in the Wits. We're a bunch of nice ladies, come and join us. I mean, we'd love to have you.
About how many do you have? I saw you had about 30 the other day.
We did. We have anywhere from 5 to 30 at any given time.
Wow.
We also will teach. If you don't know, we can teach you.
Okay, so a beginner could come in
Beginners
there
can
and
come,
learn
experience.
how.
We love you either way.
Wow.
We love to teach you. We love for you to teach us.
Wow. Well,
So-
thank you, Elaine, and thank you to the Nitwits
You're
for all
welcome.
that you do for our community and to all these organizations. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
Everyone would like to find out about their family roots, where they came from, about their family, their ancestors. Here at the Active Life, we offer a club, a group called the Genie Club that does genealogical research to trace back ancestry. And they utilize Ancestry.com on the computer. They gather resources together. Occasionally, they'll take trips. We're privileged to have with us today Milton Entries. He is a new participant in the Genie Club.
Correct.
And how'd you find out about the Genie Club?
Well, basically, I became a member of the Active Life Center here about a year ago, and I knew that they offered it, but I finally got up early enough to
Get
come
over
up
here.
and get over here and start
Okay, and that's
participating. in it.
Monday mornings. Is
Monday
that
mornings
correct?
at 9:30.
9:30. Okay, and you go to up to about lunchtime or
Right,
something.
right.
How long have you been attending the Genie Club?
Oh, about 3 months, 3 or 4
3
months.
months. Okay. Well, tell us about that experience. You told me earlier you had not used Ancestry.com before.
Right.
And so tell us about your experience.
Well, not using Ancestry, I had to learn a little bit about that, but going into it, it really goes into death, and I've been trying to explore my family way back.
Wow.
I've gone on my father's side. I've gone back at least 5 generations from
Wow.
when he came from Germany back in 1865.
Oh, that is
I
amazing.
actually found the New York records where he came in on
Did
the
you?
ship. He was only 5 years old.
Wow. Now, did you just discover that in the Genie Club, or did you know that before you came?
I kind of knew it, but there was a name change there, so I knew the name change, but I did not know when he came in or anything like that. That's where the Ancestry.com has helped me
Wow.
trace that down a little bit.
That is fascinating. So in the Genie Club, y'all sit in front of the computers and y'all help each other to
Correct.
do the research?
Right, right. And
Okay, and how does that work then? You search records and you'd like search for key
Right.
names in your family to look
right,
and see if
the
there's
names
information?
you want. The people in the genealogy group there will come and help you. And a lot of times they'll say, well, let me try this. If I get to a stopping point, and they'll help me and say, hey, take a look at this branch or whatever.
Okay.
And it helps me go back and find some more.
Great. And there's no cost to be a part of this group. You
That's
just
correct.
come and benefit from the expertise and knowledge of those that are more skilled
Right.
at tracing their family roots. Well, Milton, thank you for giving us some feedback about this Genie Club, and I hope our listeners will take advantage of this. Monday mornings,
At
9:30 at the Active Life in the computer lab, the
Right.
media room.
Right.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Having readily available emergency information is vital. We have teamed up at the Active Life with the Area Agency on Aging to have our participants make emergency cards that would be stored in their purses and wallets that would provide readily available emergency information. I'm here with Heather Peak. She is a resource specialist with the Area Agency on Aging. Thank you for being here today, Heather.
Glad to be here.
Nancy Purdue, one of our participants and leadership team members, came up with this idea, but we produce a emergency card sheet that our participants fill out. Then we type that information up into this format where it's very clear, and then the Area Agency on Aging bring a laminating machine to be able to, is that correct, laminate each one of these cards, and so it makes them durable and withstand water and
Right.
all other types of damage.
Sturdy.
Okay, so this fits in there, then you would
Right.
laminate it, it would be
Exactly.
hard, protected, they would have it readily available. This service is free. to any older adult, 55 and older. So even if they're not a member of the Active Life, they could come here and we could take care of this. Is that correct?
Exactly.
The Area Agency on Aging, tell us a little bit about your organization. What do you provide for older adults?
We work with older adults and disabled persons. They don't have to be an adult, just any disabled person. Our services, there's a myriad of services. They're range from community resources, offering referrals for community resources. We offer screening for programs including home-delivered meals, the congregate meal program at the senior centers. We cover a 10-county area, so these include the 10 counties that we cover. Community care programs. This is a Medicaid-based program, so this community care includes the home-delivered meals, emergency response buttons, let's see, homemaker services,
Okay.
so like...
Wow, so basically, the critical needs of older adults, y'all help to meet those needs or to get them connected to the right organizations that would help to
Exactly.
meet those needs. How would an individual get in contact with the Area Agency on Aging?
The easiest way is to call 866-55-AGING, and that's going to put you in contact with whatever Area Agency on Aging is in your area. And then I believe that it's option number 3.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. Again, reminding our listeners that we have these emergency contact cards available for free through the Area Agency on Aging. They will help us to laminate several times a month, but you can come by at any time, fill out one of these forms, and then we'd be able to contact you back when it is finished, and it's free. And another one of the great services from the Area Agency on Aging, and then in partnership with Active Life. Thank you for being here today, Heather.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Holly Midsock Adams is a staff member and a volunteer at the Active Life, and she helps to lead up our Zumba Gold class. Meets on Tuesday and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. in our Wellness Center.
Right.
Holly, tell us a little bit about Zumba Gold and what you do in your classes. And I guess the best news is this is a free class.
It is free.
Because of volunteers like you, we're able to provide it at no charge to our participants. So tell us what is going on in this class.
We just do a lot of dancing. I like to keep them moving. The moves are pretty simple. I like to keep it simple, but if they can't keep up with them, I just tell them to keep marching. You just want to keep them moving, get their heart rate up. As long as they keep moving, that's the important.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about skill levels. One of the goals here at the Active Life is we want to keep our seniors active and healthy and independent as long as possible.
Right.
What kind of skill level would they need to participate in Zumba Gold?
You don't have to have any skill level. Just as long as you can move and want to move, that's really all you need.
Okay, and it's standing?
It's all standing.
So they need to be able to stand, but I know there's different ages. I know you have
Yes.
some people range of age
I
is
do.
unbelievable of the diversity there.
do.
So they do what they can do,
Right.
so some of them that can't do certain moves will not do those
Well,
moves.
they'll sit down, and I see them sitting down and doing the moves in their chair.
Okay, oh, okay.
I do. I have added a weight routine now to it, so we do weights with it as well.
Excellent.
And they love that, and
Great.
think
Okay,
they
tell
do.
us about the music. Because when everybody is getting into the music, they're laughing, they're enjoying themselves. It's sort of like a party.
yep, it's all hip-hop music, it's all current music, and
Okay.
all up-to-date music.
Okay. And so you play the music, you teach them the moves,
Yes, I
okay, so
do.
they don't have to come with any knowledge.
No.
And then you lead them through this.
Yes.
Have you noticed some benefits in your own life in participating in leading this?
I have, yes. I have lost a little bit of weight, a lot of weight, and it's getting built, my muscles built up. And
Good,
yes,
toning of muscles
yes,
and all that?
Yes.
Because I've heard that one of the great benefits for older adults in exercise is also their balance
Yes.
improves. And they're
Yes.
less likely to fall and individuals are able to do their basic task of
Right.
life so much easier.
Right, so some of the moves I do, I try to do that with balance and, yeah.
Okay,
So-
so how would a person get started in this class? Do they need to register, or, and there's no cost? And
There's no
so,
cost.
so what would a person need to do that's interested in
Just
participating in Zumba
Show up
Gold?
on Tuesday and Thursday at 5:30. The class runs for 45 minutes. Make sure you bring some water so you can stay hydrated. And a good pair of dance shoes,
Okay.
tennis shoes,
Okay,
no sandals or anything like that because it's not good for your feet. So
right.
tennis shoes,
and prepare themselves to have a lot of fun.
a lot of fun, a
All
lot of
right,
dancing.
because I hear a lot of laughter and
Yep.
enjoyment in there.
a lot
Well,
of
thank
fun.
you for joining
Well,
us
thank
today.
you.
And I
Thanks.
hope you'll take advantage of Zumba Gold at the Active Life. Mary Brown is a participant of the Zumba Gold class. Mary, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
Mary, tell us about Zumba Gold. What is it like to be involved in that class?
Well, it's a great class, and I always gone to the chair road, and I always felt like I needed a little bit more. I wasn't getting everything I needed from there, and the Zumba does that. It's easy. The instructor's easy, and it's fun.
Great.
And it's easy to follow.
Okay, so you're standing up
You're standing
as a
up.
part of that, and you
Yeah.
dance to
We're
the
dancing,
music.
we're moving them.
Okay, so is it hard to learn the moves, or is the instructor showing you what
She
to
does.
do?
She
Okay.
does. She shows us. And when it's not hard to learn, you just sort of like do what you can do until you really fall in. It's almost you do what you can do.
Wow.
But I have gone the whole 45 minutes without stopping.
Wow.
And I think that's great because I'm 74 years old.
Okay. And so what's also great is this class is free.
It's free. Yeah, it's free.
Yeah,
It is.
because we've got incredible volunteers that give their time and energy
do.
to do this.
we do.
And so it's exciting that you're taking advantage of
It
this.
is, and I'm glad to be there to take advantage of it.
Okay. Who would you recommend this class for?
Active people that are active, are able to do more than the chair aerobics.
Okay.
People that have a little stamina.
Right, they have stamina, that
Right,
want to
right.
challenge themselves,
Right.
keep themselves active.
Right, right.
Have you noticed improvements to your health since you've started becoming involved in this class?
Yes, I've lost weight.
Whoa!
That's a great. and mentally and physically also.
Oh, that is
And
great.
we have the conversations after class. It's not just me. Everybody enjoys the class, and everybody love Holly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much,
Okay.
Mary. Come join Mary out at the Active Life on Tuesday and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Digital cameras are valuable tools for all people. Some older adults are a little bit intimidated by them, but fortunately at the Active Life we have a great volunteer, Sean Johnston, who teaches the use of digital cameras for older adults.
Right.
And so, Sean, thank you so much for being one of our fabulous volunteers.
Thank you for having me.
She teaches a one-on-one type of class that you're able to introduce older adults to their digital camera and then go beyond that. So tell us a little bit about what you do from the process of introducing them to their digital camera.
Okay. What brought this idea about for me was that I realized that older adults have not yet caught up with the technology of the digital cameras. This started for me when I was helping my grandmother. I realized that she had a little trouble with turning the camera off, turning the camera on, and recognizing what the buttons meant. My grandmother had lots of photography books in her younger years. She obviously loved taking pictures. However, as she got older, technology moved forward. So now in the class, we learn all about the different technology, the different buttons that the seniors can push, how to turn the camera on, how to turn it off, what each button means. Seniors tend to love to take pictures. They just don't understand the technology yet.
One thing I really appreciate about your class is the one-on-one. They bring their camera in, you show them on their camera the particular
Correct.
settings on that, and that's extremely valuable. During this month, July, you've got a special class that you're going to focus in on how to take the digital pictures from the flash card, from the camera, loading it to the computer, and also being able to show them how they can send those photographs to Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, other places to get them developed.
one of the things that I'm learning is that our older adults want to know how to take their cameras and insert the cord that we all would just have no problem with and putting in our computer to turn on our computer and push the different buttons in order to get their pictures, or to simply go to Walmart and put our SD card in. With the seniors in this class, I spend one-on-one about an hour with each senior, learning what the SD card is. A lot don't know that the SD card even exists. They're used to the digital cameras in the days where we had film, and they take out the film and they simply take their film for processing. Now, as you know, we have the SD cards where they're allowed to use that over and over again. So we learn how those work and how we can take those, and that class goes into detail about what you actually do when you get to Walmart. Many of us take that for granted, and we don't know what that is about. So this class teaches that. We had a lot of fun our last time and going around the building and taking different pictures of different things, and we spent one-on-one time together, and a lot of people want to do just straight-on shots. The seniors got to learn about different angles and different things they can do with each shot, so we had a lot of fun.
Well, and a great part of this class too, there is no cost, because you
Right.
donate your time and energy to help them learn about digital cameras. So
Exactly.
thank you again, Sean, for doing that. We appreciate it so much.
Well, I tell you, it's more of a blessing for me. What I tell the adults here is that I want to see the world through their eyes, and photography allows us to do that, and there's so many things that they have that they can teach us. So that has been a blessing to me, and I appreciate you allowing me to do that.
Well, thank you. What made you interested in learning more about digital photography?
I have a camera that I've taken on vacations, and I've been frustrated that I didn't understand all the buttons on the digital camera. So when I saw that there was a class offered, I jumped at it.
If you don't know, this is Linda Dickens. She is a participant in Active Life, and she has taken our brand new digital camera class. Have you learned some about your camera since you've taken the class?
Yes, I have. I've learned to go through the menus and realize that there are more buttons than I ever thought were there, and more screens to look at. It helped to brighten the screen up to where I could read it. I wasn't able to before. I didn't even know how to.
Wow.
And then when we took the camera outside, the instructor taught me to take pictures at an angle instead of straight on, which I was used to doing. I always thought, well, you approach the subject and you went with it, straightforward, but the angles turned out really nice. Got a lot of close-ups of foliage and of bark on the trees, and everything just turned out nice. I was very impressed.
Would you recommend this class to other older adults that would like to learn how to use the digital camera?
Definitely, because they can be very intimidating. It's like when you first learn the computers or anything new, any technology, it can be overwhelming. And those buttons, there's so many of them, so many screens, so it helps to learn a little bit at a time. Feel more confident.
Right.
I'm happy.
All right. Well, I'm so glad you took the class, and I hope
thank
some
you.
others will take advantage of this free class at the Active Life. Whoa, that was a great show. I hope you stayed tuned to every bit of it. If you missed it, we're going to show it again. I want you to learn about all the activities and programs here at the Active Life. So much going on, so much interesting, fun, and relevant and important activities that you could take advantage of. We have a committee that we have formed to plan future shows on LGTV, and we've come up with some great ideas. We're looking at a show focusing on discounts for older adults. We've got medical shows on protecting yourself from cons and scams. If you're 55 and older out there, you need to take advantage of the resources that our community has provided for you. So watch us here on LGTV, but also, more importantly, come on out, 140 Raglan Street, be a part of the activity. Have a wonderful day.